Muy buenas noches a todas las personas que se conectan a esta sesión informativa de Colfuturo con Duke University Center for International Development. Mi nombre es Luisa Ayala, soy asistente del programa de Consejería Académica y Relaciones Internacionales y tendré el gusto de acompañarlos en esta sesión junto con Stephanie Alt, quien nos contará sobre la oferta académica, requisitos de admisión, fuentes de financiación y demás información relevante para quien tiene planeado hacer un estudio de posgrado en el exterior. Importante recordar que tenemos un convenio que ofrece un descuento del 30% en el valor de la matrícula para todos los beneficiarios de Colfuturo admitidos a un programa de la universidad, del Centro for International Development. Tengan en cuenta que para acceder a este beneficio deben postularse primero al programa Crédito Beca, ser seleccionados y de esta forma podrán recibir este descuento en el valor de la matrícula. La próxima convocatoria de nuestro Crédito Beca abrirá en enero 9 del 2024 y cerrará en febrero 29. Los resultados se publicarán en mayo 16. Sí, entonces, with no more introduction, thank you, Stephanie, for being here today, and you can start your presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Luisa. I appreciate it. I'm going to share my screen now and start us off with a video as people are arriving. This is a short video that will share with all of you a little bit about the Master of International Development Policy program that we offer at Duke University.
I would describe the MIDP program in one word as actionable,
applicable,
flexible,
diverse,
exciting,
dynamic, amazing,
enlightening,
eclectic,
engaging, transformational.
life-changing. Yeah. I think the best aspect of the MIDP program is the community that you're going to be a part of. There are students from around the world who are all mid-career, and they're bringing their real-world lived experiences in development to the classroom, as well as faculty who have spent a career as practitioners or researchers of international development. So they come together to have a lively discussion and to really ponder and go deep into really pressing challenges.
Duke is this incredible university with a ton of resources, and students can come and take classes from across the university and build the curriculum that is going to help them in the next step of their career.
It is really like a multidisciplinary team where you can basically tailor your curriculum and take courses from different departments.
So you have the core courses in Stanford, but you can follow your passion in environment, for example, at the environmental school, or to business at Fuqua, or for law in the law school.
Most of the development programs in the US were very focused in economics. And to me, development is related to health issues, to equity issues, and you had a flexible enough curriculum for me to be able to pick my own branch of development.
Our ultimate goal is to do theoretically important and applied research to get it into the hands of practitioners that can use it immediately to help make the world a better place.
The best aspect of the MIDP program is its people. It's a multicultural environment because there are more than 30 countries represented in my class.
It's a mid-career program.
And we learn a lot from sharing our own experience and what happened in our previous work experiences.
When we discuss real issues happening in the world, we can enrich ourselves while sharing what have been done in our countries and what can we learn about what have been done in other places of the world. And that's why I came here. It's very important.
Do you have
I hope that you all enjoyed that video. I'm going to start the presentation now and share a little bit about our program. We are a mid-career master's degree program, and we are located at Duke University, which is in the state of North Carolina, which is located in the southern part of the United States. So the climate is quite nice. And this slide shows a picture, a small shot of our campus, but it also says achieve outrageous ambition. And that was our founder's motto. And that's what we encourage all of our students to do, to achieve outrageous ambition. The Mid-Career Master of International Development Policy program is mid-career. And that means that we look for professionals and we look for students who have at least 5 years of work experience. And that experience can be in any sector, in the private sector, in the public sector, in the civil society sector. We are a very diverse program. We are housed in the Sanford School of Public Policy. And we have, for example, this year, 30 students in our cohort from 21 different countries. So it makes for a very rich learning environment. In addition to the geographic diversity, we also are very professionally diverse. So our students are coming from a wide range of professional backgrounds, which also contributes a lot to the learning. The curriculum in the Master of International Development Policy program, or the MIDP, as we say, is self-designed. So you would come in as a student and you would take some core courses in the fall semester: economics of development, public policy of development, statistical analysis of development. But after those core courses, you, as a mid-career student, have the opportunity to self-design your study. And a lot of students, as you just heard, really appreciate that. In addition, our faculty are renowned, and we are a program that balances theory and practice. So we have faculty who are academic researchers at Duke who are here because of the research that they're doing. Many faculty here are doing really interesting and important development-related research, and you can find those faculty and read about their research on the website of the Duke Center for International Development. In addition, we also have faculty who are professors of the practice, and those faculty have worked in the field of international development for many years at the World Bank, at the United States Agency for International Development, or for an international NGO. So you're really learning from a variety of perspectives and of a variety of faculty. And finally, the MIDP offers, and the Sanford School at large, offer personalized services. So for example, when you come into the MIDP, we embed English writing and communication services into our program. And so you will be provided with tutoring and writing practicums that help you in your writing and your presentation needs for the academic program. We also have a robust career center and a director of global careers. And together with the director of global careers, they help you refine your resume and identify the organizations that you might want to work with later. We have 2 degree tracks. We have a traditional program, which is 2 years or 4 terms. It's 48 credits. And again, the first semester, as you see here, is the core courses, the required courses. And then after that, you really, again, design and build your curriculum depending on your own particular professional needs and goals. And we also have an accelerated program, which is 3 terms or 30 credits. And for that program, one needs to have at least 1 year of previous graduate level coursework. Again, the fall semester is the core courses. And then you can take electives in the second semester and in the summer. Both degree tracks require a master's project, and the traditional program requires a summer internship, while the accelerated program has an optional internship should one want to do it. Part of the MIDP, and something that really attracts mid-career professionals, again, is that self-designed opportunity and the fact that we really build on the best of Duke. And so students can come in and they can focus on one of these areas, and if you so wish. And so, for example, these areas build on other departments and programs in schools that Duke offers. So for example, for the Applied Development Economics area, one can take classes in the Sanford School. They can take economics or econometrics classes in the Department of Economics. They can take environmental economics classes in the Nicholas School of the Environment. The Global Health and Development Focus Area builds on Duke's Global Health Institute, and one can pursue a certificate in global health while getting our degree in international development. The area of peace and conflict resolution builds on our Rotary Peace Center, and so one can pursue a certificate in peace and conflict resolution while getting our degree in international development. Private sector and development builds on the best of our Fuqua School of Business. So again, one can take classes at the business school and complement the international development degree with those courses. So it's really a unique course in that way. As I mentioned earlier, the 2-year degree program requires a summer internship, and our career office helps to prepare you to apply for these internships. And one will usually spend their spring applying and identifying organizations with whom they would like to intern. And here you can see we've had students intern with international organizations. Every year we have students intern with international organizations such as the World Bank or the United Nations. We have students intern with international NGOs such as Save the Children, the private sector. Sometimes our students would prefer to do research, and so they find an internship with a think tank like the Brookings Institute, which is a famous one, or the Institute for Economics and Peace, or they might do research right here in academia at Duke. Our application process is very easy, and like most other application processes for American universities, we have a priority deadline of January 5th. And anyone who applies by the priority deadline will receive an opportunity to be considered for scholarships and fellowships. We have rolling admissions after that, as space allows, but you wouldn't be considered for the scholarships and fellowships. So if you need that and want to be considered, then you do need to apply by January 5th. There is no separate scholarship application. We review everyone for the scholarships and the fellowships that we offer through the Sanford School and through our program. And then the application materials is an online application, the application fee. We like to see your resume so that we can see what you've been doing in your professional life. We do require English language scores, but we accept IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo, and PTE. We do want to see your transcripts, and we need to see transcripts from all of the different universities that you have attended, regardless if you received a degree from them. So if you, for example, attended one university and then switched and moved over to another university and received your degree from University 2, we do need to see the transcripts from both of the universities. A strong statement of purpose detailing why you're interested in the MIDP, 3 letters of recommendation, and an optional video. And here is the cost of attendance. American universities are expensive. This details all of the tuition and the registration fees. And this is also on our website, so you can see that there. But as I said, we do offer merit-based tuition scholarships. Plus, we really work hard at partnering with different funding organizations. And so, obviously, we're here this evening. We are partnering with Colfuturo. We also partner with the Organization of American States, and citizens of Colombia would be eligible for scholarships from the Organization of American States. We partner with Fulbright. Fulbright is a U.S. government scholarship program funded by the United States. And I believe there is a Fulbright Commission in Colombia. So that's another funding partner with whom we work. After students graduate from the MIDP, they go on to a variety of sectors. We do have many students who work with their country's governments. We sometimes receive mid-career professionals to our program who already work with their government, and they return and get promotions with their government. Some of our students get positions with international organizations. We have one student from Colombia last year who did his internship with the United Nations Secretariat, and he was offered a position, so he has returned and he's working with the UN now, which is really exciting. Some of our students go on and work in the private sector, others with civil society and international NGOs, and others might go on to get a PhD or do other things. So it's pretty broad. We have a very robust global alumni network. Our alums are living and working in over 100 countries. Many students who come to study with us often stay in the United States. So you can see from this map that the dark blue are where we have a higher concentration of alumni. So many in the United States. India, we have many alums in India, but you can see in Latin America that we have alumni in, I think, almost every country except one in Latin America, and then throughout Asia and parts of Africa. And they're very active and engaged alumni. So I want to leave time for questions and answers, because that's really where we can get into more specifics and more details about the program. But I wanted to thank you for joining us today and being here. We have a quote here from Tim Cook, who is the CEO of Apple and who graduated from Duke 1988. And we love the quote that he said, and I hope that you take it to heart as well. He says, "Don't just accept the world you inherit today. Don't just accept the status quo. No big challenge has ever been solved, and no lasting improvement has ever been achieved unless people dare to try something different." And I hope you will join us and try something different.
Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation and for that amazing quote. I encourage those who are connected to write all the questions. But first, this question is very important. And what makes a strong candidate for Duke?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, as a mid-career program and as a mid-career program in international development policy, for us, having professional experience of at least 5 years is very important for our program. In addition, when a student is writing their statement of purpose, if they can demonstrate how their work and how their professional interests align with our program, and they can talk about how this program will help them in their professional careers, that is also very helpful and demonstrates an interest and an engagement in the program. And then a passion really and an interest in international development, because we do accept people who have experience in the private sector. And sometimes we get people who are working in the private sector and want to use those skills for public good. So how one demonstrates their interest and how they're going to, their interest in public service, their experience in public service, whether it's paid work or volunteer work, and how this program will help them grow in a public service career is really important for us.
Thank you, Stephanie. Could you please detail more about the scholarships that are available?
Yes. We have several new departmental awards for our program. One that is of particular interest to this audience is our Ava Staten Scholarship, which is specifically for students from Latin America and the Caribbean. And that scholarship program was set up by someone who wants who feel strongly about supporting our applicants from Latin America and the Caribbean who then want to return to their countries or the region and work for the public good. We also have merit-based scholarships in the MIDP, and we have several fellowships, a new fellowship program, again, that is merit-based for students who demonstrate commitment and engagement in the broad field of international development. And all of those scholarships are listed on our website. I can be putting that in here.
Can students apply without having the English certificate?
If a student doesn't take the English tests, they certainly can apply, but we need to be able to, one needs to demonstrate their English ability to us. Sometimes if a student has studied in a country where the official language is English and the university, all of the university coursework or the program has been in English, sometimes we can accept that in lieu of the English tests. But I can say that the Duolingo test is quite affordable and one can do it from home. So, but certainly you can start the application process without having taken the tests and provide those later.
Can students work on campus?
Yeah, good question. Yes, international students can work on campus. International students are bound by U.S. federal immigration regulations, but those regulations do allow students to work on campus. And so many of our students actually do work at Duke, sometimes with assistantships. A student might get a teaching assistantship or a graduate assistantship. I have a student working with me right now, helping with different events and helping with administrative tasks that we need done running the program. Other students find jobs throughout the university. Duke has an online job board, and so all students can go to this particular job board to look for student jobs. And so many students have found jobs that way.
Could you repeat, please, the English requirements again?
Okay, the English requirements. Let's see if I can remember it. The TOEFL score, gosh, it's on the website, so I don't even have it memorized. The TOEFL score, let me look quickly here. We accept the TOEFL score, the TOEFL test. We accept the Duolingo test, and we accept the IELTS, which is the British test. And I am looking for, well, you can find on our admissions page the actual scores that we require, but we really try hard to partner with these three testing agencies. So we're giving students a variety of options for testing. And again, the Duolingo is most affordable.
We have a question from our social media. She's asking if you could tell her the average cost of living there.
The average cost of living, yeah. Gosh, I think the cost of living has increased everywhere around the world, but we are much cheaper than big cities. So Durham, North Carolina is actually a growing kind of small to mid-sized city that's getting a lot of attention now. So we have a lot of pubs and restaurants and things here, but the cost of living is still more affordable than the bigger cities. So I think a studio apartment in Durham at this point would range from $800 a month to $2,000 a month. The nice thing right now is that Duke University is providing graduate student housing, and priority is given to international students, and they're subsidizing that housing. So you can live in subsidized Duke University graduate housing for much cheaper. I can Yeah, anyone who's interested in that is welcome to email me after or email us, and we can send you the link for that. But that's a new development. I'm really excited for that. We've had it for just 2 years now.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Hector is asking, those scholarships are available also for other programs?
No, the scholarships on our website are only for the MIDP. So every program at Duke would have their own scholarships and fellowships.
And Julio is asking, how can we improve the likelihood to get a scholarship?
Yeah, good question. I guess I would say that scholarships, are merit-based. And so to have a strong GPA at the undergraduate level, we don't really look for any particular undergraduate major, but we do look to see if you have done well in that major and have good grades and a strong GPA. I would say also really strong letters of recommendation. And for a professional program and a professional degree, like a policy degree, we'd like to see a letter of recommendation from one of your professors, someone who knows you well and knows your work. So a professor with whom you've taken a couple of classes. And then we like to see a recommendation from your supervisor. Oftentimes people think that they need to get a letter of recommendation from the minister. Let's say you work in the Ministry of Finance. So they ask the minister, but the minister doesn't know you. We want to see a letter of recommendation from someone who supervised your work and knows your work and can give examples of the work that you've done. And that would help. All those things help with providing a strong application for scholarships.
Could you please give us some advice when writing the statement of purpose?
Well, the statement of purpose should not be, you should not just be regurgitating what's in your resume, because we can look at your resume and see all the things you've done. So it should be written from your heart, really, and talking about why you want to study here and how is this program going to help you advance your professional career, and what goals do you have for yourself, and how is this program going to help you achieve those goals and help your country or your region or your community is the best word to say it. As a policy program, that's what we would be looking for.
Perfect. Can students travel with their families?
Yeah, we have many students who come here with their families as a mid-career program. Students come with spouses, they come with children, and yes, all are welcome. Sometimes we've had someone travel with their dog.
So we do not have more questions, but maybe just to finish, could you please give those who want to apply to Duke 3 advices?
Yes. I would say start early. Start early, both looking for funding sources, because in addition to the scholarships that we have in the MIDP, oftentimes there are external scholarships that one could be eligible for. So ask for your letters of reference ahead of time so that your recommenders have time to write something that's thoughtful, and give yourself plenty of time. So right now it's the end of November, so you have a good 6 weeks. So that's a good amount of time to start compiling information. And we consider, if you have volunteer experience, we like to see that. And so don't be shy about sharing the different ways in which you volunteered, because that can demonstrate your interest and your desire to work for public good. And give examples. We really appreciate examples. So in your statement of purpose or in your letters of recommendation, give examples of how you have done your work, or an example of a project or a program that you've been involved with and how that helped alleviate poverty, or how that helped with conflict resolution, or how that helped a developing issue, you know, a development sector issue. Those sorts of examples are always helpful.
Okay, we have an additional question from Jefferson. He's
Sure.
asking, is it possible apply with 5.5 IELTS band and improve into university and get 7 band?
Mm-hmm. You could apply with a 5.5. I think we are looking for a 6. Is it 7? But you would need to improve that before you arrived here. But you could start with a 5.5, yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephanie. So that concludes our webinar. We really appreciate you taking the time today. And with no more to add, have an excellent evening and goodbye.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Luisa. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.